Hello everyone, I hope you guys are safe and doing well. So in this series of Apache Spark video tutorial, we are going to see what are the prerequisites that required for the hands-on on Apache Spark. So we are going to use this Apache Spark with a programming language called Java. So our implementation for this Spark that we are going to see in this series will be on Java. So we need Java 8, so that will be JDK 1.8, and Eclipse as a IDE environment. So we are using Eclipse Mars for demonstration purpose, and we also required Maven repository to download the required dependency of Apache Spark and Hadoop, and some basic knowledge of Hadoop. It will be good to have it. If it doesn't, then that's not a problem. The dependency that we required for this uh, Apache Spark, that is a Spark Core 2.0 and Spark SQL 2.10 and Hadoop HDFS. So this Spark SQL is required later on, but as a practice we are going to download as a one so that it will be available for us. Let's move to our Eclipse environment. So you can see that we have a Eclipse environment already open, and we have created one project. I name is a Spark SAMP example. So let me show you how we can create a new project. So this is a basic who is a new to Java. So we can go to this other and we'll choose this Maven project as we wanted to this project as a Maven. Now next, keep this as a default, which is already selected, Maven archetype quick start. Then click on next, and here we can provide some group ID and artifact ID. So this we can provide here. So I will name as a Spark test, and we can provide some artifact ID as test.io, and package that we can change as per our requirement, and we can create that. So I already have a project created, so I'm not going to create that. And once it is created, so we have a pom.xml. So double click on it, and there will be a XML form of entries will be open, and this entry does not have this dependency. So these are the required dependency which downloads or the required jars to running the Apache Spark. So that we are going to paste here. So you can find this dependency from Google, or if you want, I have already commented in my description box, so you can use from here itself. Now once this dependency is available in the pom.xml, what we are going to do, we are going to build this project. So once we are going to build it, so all the required dependency is going to download from the internet. So for this activity we also required an internet connection from our laptop. So when we are downloading for first time, the list of dependency that is mentioned in this Apache Spark is going to download. It is already being downloaded, so it will just checking from the repository, and it will return us the build successful message in some time. So you can see that here it is checking. So here repository is being present here, and now you can see that build successful message is being printed on the console. Now next thing is, like, once this setup is being done, now we wanted to check whether the Apache Spark is running correctly or not. So for that we are going to create a class and the same package name. So I am going to create a hello Spark class, and I'm clicking on this option so that main function will be created at the time of creation. Now we have a class with name hello Spark, and main method is available. Now next thing is, like, we all know that list in Java, so it is interface in collection. So we are going to have some dummy data available for this demonstration. When we are actually dealing with big data, so we have like lots of big data available. Now for demonstration purpose I am using this small set of data, and later I will try to have some bigger set of data and demonstration purpose. You can see that I am going to import this java.util package list interface. Make sure that the import statement should be correct, otherwise later it will create some problem. So now we have created a list object and we'll add some dummy informations. So I'm going to add it here. So some sample data we are going to add here, and this will be, I'm pasting some dummy number here. This is just to this exercise is just to check whether our Spark is running properly or not. So our first thing, to create a Spark contest, for that we need a Spark configuration to be set. So we are creating a Spark conf object, and that is Spark conf we have created. So if you just hover it, we can see some imports are available. So this import must be from org apache.spark, the dependency that we have just downloaded. So just import it. Once it is imported, now new, I forgot to write new to create this configuration object. Now we are going to set some parameters. So the first parameter that we are going to set is a set app name. So this app name is the application name that Spark is going to display, or it represents the application of job that is going to run. And next parameter, that is we are going to set a master, so which means use all available resources available to this computer. So as we are running this on local, so I am going to paste local star. So star represent that use all number of resources available for in this computer. We can also provide some parameter value 1 2. So in that case only one resources will be used, or two, if it is 2 then 2 resources will be used. So I pasted here as a star, which means whatever the resources is available, it is going to use that. Next thing is that we are going to create a Java Spark contest. So I am creating an object of it. Yeah, and we also use Spark contest. So it should be Java Spark contest. So sometime Eclipse will share this warnings. So yeah, and we are going to pass this configuration that we have created above. Now our Spark contest is being created. So this is like a gateway bridge which is communicate our written code with our cluster. So right now our Spark is a standalone as we are running on a local mode. So our code is communicate with a standalone cluster and it will execute as required. Now next thing is we have some small dummy set of data, and with the help of this data we are going to create an RDD. So what is the RDD that we are going to see in the next video tutorial. So this is just we are going to check whether the Spark is running properly or not. So I am going to use this Spark session, and I am using this parallelize method, and I am passing this list as a argument so that a new RDD will be created. So the RDD, if you can see that this data is of list of string data type. So we are using some generic here. So that generic we can use here while creating a RDD. So this is my RDD. Cast Java RDD. So here it is asking to cast. Okay, so here you can see that the wrong import is being happen, so that's why there is an error. So we need to make sure that we import the classes from the right places. So just hover it. Yeah, and we are going to import this from the org apache spark.api.java. Now the error is gone. Now next thing is like as this is the hello spark, so we are going to see whatever the information is being written read by this rdd is printed correctly. So we are going to print this information on console. So we are going to use this for each method. And I'm using lambda expression to print this information. If you are new to Java 8, don't worry about that. We are going to also see how lambda expression is used, and lambda expression is like use success for Java 8. Now if you see that we have a small warning, so for this sc dot resources, so it is saying that this resources is never closed. So here it asking some suggesting some suggestions, so that either we can add super warning, suppress it. So we are not going to do that. We are just closing these resources as a small standard Java practice. So the warning is gone. Now let's run this program. So we have created hello spark and some dummy data, configure the spark and Java spark contest, and created RDD. So just let me run it. So this we can run with our simple program that we use to run in Java application. You can see that a spark code is running fine, and logger message is being getting printed here. So it will, yeah, and the information that we read in RDD that we can see here ABC and so on. So this is the random, it will as it picks randomly, the order is not preserved. So I hope guys you have understood how to set up this Spark and what are the prerequisites required for it. In the next video tutorial we are going to see like what are the transformation actions and RDDs in Spark, and how should we use them in a practically. So till then take care guys, stay tuned and happy learning.